What's going on, guys? Chump Change XD here. Hope you're all staying healthy, having a great day. Today we're going to be hooking up this little USB Gecko Science miner that solo mines Bitcoin at like 350 gigahash or so to this battery, and I want to see how long that little thing will run off of this single battery without being charged. This is the lithium ion battery. It should not ruin the battery like a lead acid battery. You can only deplete 50%. This should be able to go all the way down to zero and still be able to recharge. So that's what I want to test on this video. I want to do that alongside this 1500 watt power inverter, which is a DC to AC. It changes basically the DC voltage to 110 volts. And again, this thing only pulls around 18 watts or so. But once we plug it in, we will actually see. So I need to get this thing wired up. I already did test the voltage with my voltage meter right here. We're gonna get these wires hooked up, and yeah, all right, everything seems hooked up. These are just some spare cables I had left over. This company that actually sent over this inverter and this battery do have some power cables that you guys can purchase from Amazon as well. They're like pre-made lengths more or less, but if you guys are interested in any of this stuff, I will leave a link down in the description below. Now it's time to shut this thing down and get her swapped over, but let's see what the voltage and stuff is by turning this on quick. So it says 13.2. You know what's kind of cool about this inverter? I didn't even notice the little USB ports right there, 2.1 amps. That's pretty neat. All right, let's get this Bitcoin miner swapped over. So this is my little keyboard that I actually am going to X out the miner with, and then I'll be able to shut it down and plug it in. Alright, so this is the whole setup I have. If you guys haven't noticed, I have a USB-C by a regular USB connector, and I'm actually powering this directly from the USB hub, which is probably not ideal. And yeah, either way, I want to actually take this off first, and I want to run this outside. I want to hook this powered USB up and the USB cord into the Mars lander, and I want to see if this will actually register in the Mars lander before we do this test. Let's do it. Jeez, it's freaking cold out today, man. I tell you what, but this is going to be very interesting if this thing just registers on the Mars lander. I mean, obviously it's going to be pulling power from this USB hub, so I don't see why it wouldn't. I just don't know if there's any specific settings that I may need to change inside that unit, which I hope not. So let's unfortunately unplug this guy for right now, which is right there. I'll plug everything in, and then we will turn it back on. All right, so I got the two plugs right here on this meter for both of these little USBs, and if this works, I will 100% get these things running fully inside here on solar. So it's just sitting right here now. As you can see, there is power to the USB hub. So I'm going to turn on this guy and this fan first. Then over here at the Mars lander, if you guys could see, it has a USB port on this side here, and then they actually have two more on the top right there. And again, I did test two of them directly into this unit, and it doesn't have enough power to support two USB miners, but I think with the powered hub, it might actually just register. You do have to remove this top Mars lander case though. Either way, let's plug this thing in. I'm super interested to see if this works. 48 degrees in here with this jazz miner running. Super cold. I really hope I don't ruin anything by plugging this one in, but that'd be pretty sick if I just get a couple more of these and then mount them right there on the wall plugged into the Mars lander and it's all one system. That would be amazing. I'm gonna be very upset if I just ruin this. Oh, there we go, it's loading up. Let's see. Alright, it says it's getting ready. Alright, so the hash rate, if you can see it, 248 right now. Usually takes a second to boot up, but it should register at least over 300, because this one right here is 306 maximum without this one. So with that being said, they'd be getting 300 a piece, so it should be roughly around 600 together. Alright, so I'm quite impressed. We have 574. I'm assuming the hash rate will continue to go up, so needless to say, this actually does work, so I'm pretty pumped about that. I wonder if I loaded this up with USBs, like say two more, would it still register? Like, how many could this Raspberry Pi actually handle? If it could handle 4, right? There's actually 2 more USB ports like I already showed you guys. Could I load up like 6 more on top of the 4, having 10 USB miners on this little Raspberry Pi? I'm not entirely sure. If you guys know, let me know. All right, she's back to normal, all plugged in, coming back online. Let's get this thing back inside and go test that battery. All right, we're back. Jeez, it is cold outside. All right, let me get this thing set up. I gotta cable manage these wires. We'll get this thing plugged in, turn this thing back on. All right, we should be good to go. I have this little wattage meter here ready to monitor how much power this actually pulls, because if you remember, I did overclock this a little higher than it used to be. So I'll turn on the USB miner and then the Raspberry Pi. Then we'll have to get into it and actually run the command to get the miner up and going, but I want to see how many watts it pulls idle. All right, so this is idle with just the fan running and the Raspberry Pi running off of the USB. Now let's run the command and get this thing mining. So it looks like we're fully up to speed, 23 watts, but this is also including the Raspberry Pi that I did not have the meter on during the test originally. It was actually plugged in separately. So I think that Raspberry Pi is around, I don't know, say 5 to 10 watts if I had to guess. But either way, it's up and mining. So I guess we will have to see how long this thing lasts. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to show you guys in this video. I want to get this out for you guys. But at the time of recording, it is 8 a.m. I will keep you guys updated at how long this battery actually makes it, and if it can be depleted fully, shut this thing off, and then if I could charge it up completely and it actually holds the same charge, I know this battery is decently good. So either way, guys, appreciate y'all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and stay tuned for tomorrow's video. Peace out.